Well, now we know the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts this upcoming season is going to start as Daniel Jones. The former New York Giant quarterback earned the job over Anthony Richardson in a head-to-head competition. And today, Shane Steichen, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, announced that he had decided on Daniel Jones as the Colts starting quarterback. Welcome to the Sports Rush, a special Tuesday edition. Why? Because we've got the announcement of the Colts starting quarterback, and it's something we have waited for a few months, and we finally have it today. So we've got to talk about it. And you, of course, have to comment on it. You can always comment on this video. Just add your comment. And if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and like this video and share this channel with your friends. We are trying to make a home here on YouTube, and we would certainly appreciate your support and help in doing that. But today, the big news all around the Indianapolis Colts and at the Colts complex down in Indianapolis, since the Colts are no longer in Westfield, Shane Steichen met with media, and he made the announcement right off the top that Daniel Jones is going to be the starting quarterback over Anthony Richardson. He talked a lot about consistency, and it kind of tipped us off that this was the direction he was heading after the game the other night, where against the Packers, where Shane Steichen said it was going to come down to consistency. And that's kind of saying it's not going to be about the big flash and the big completions. It's going to be about doing the everyday little things, and that's where this job was won. It was not about the stats. It was not about their performance on the field. It was more the deciding factor, I think, is what took place behind the scenes that only the coaching staff might have been aware of. And so as a fan, you might be thinking, I thought Anthony Richardson played well enough, but the problem is you didn't see what was happening in the film room and the breakdown of the defenses and the checkdowns at the line of scrimmage, how they were reading things pre-snap. That's where this quarterback competition was decided. It was just the overall experience and intelligence of Daniel Jones that won this job over Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson's a better athlete, probably has a stronger arm, and can probably run better than Daniel Jones, although Daniel Jones is not a bad running quarterback. But the bottom line is all the little things that Shane Steichen was trying to measure to determine who was going to win this battle. And it was very close. And so those little things really mattered. And Shane Steichen said in his presser today with the media that Anthony Richardson is still a project. He is still developing, and there are still things he needs to work on. Anthony Richardson, to his credit, admitted those things and kind of repeated what Shane Steichen had said. And he's not very old. I mean, he's 23 years old, and sometimes he acts like he might be 23 years old. But the way he handled this decision, yes, he's disappointed, but he also accepted the accountability. And that's what you want to see. That he said, you know what? I had an opportunity. I had my chance to compete. There were some areas I fell short. And those are the areas I'm going to work to improve because I still feel like I can be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I thought he gave perfect answers. Now, does he actually execute it? Does he put it into play? Does he actually hit the film room? Does he study the playbook? Understanding the offense is about understanding 11 players' responsibilities based on what the defense is lining up. You're talking about protections up front. You're talking about blitz pickup, all the little things, hot reads by a wide receiver, all those little things that add up that Anthony Richardson has to be able to read and communicate from the quarterback position. Daniel Jones was doing a better job at that. Daniel Jones is now the starter. And, I said, Anthony Richardson is kind of like a basketball player who can hit from over 30 feet, and he'll dazzle the crowd with his long-range threes. He'll amaze the fans that watch in a basketball game when he flies over a 7-footer for a thunderous posterizing slam dunk. And then he'll shoot 30% from the free throw line. That's basically what you get with Anthony Richardson. How many times did he have guys on little crossing routes, simple little NFL throws that he couldn't complete? Got to take care of the simple business. before you take care of the flashy business. And Anthony Richardson didn't get it done. Daniel Jones is now the starter. What do you think about it, Colts fans? Let us know. Leave your comments below this video. Love to hear what you've got to say. We're going to be doing our live video coming up this weekend. And of course, we've got tons of things to cover with high school football getting started, college football just a week away from the majority of games, although there is college football this weekend. And of course, we will talk about the Colts. They'll be playing Saturday night. Or is it Saturday afternoon? I know they play on Saturday. So looking forward to all of that. And that's still coming up later in the week. But once again, Daniel Jones is your starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. Now let's get to the Indiana Fever. Oh, my goodness. News today. Sophie Cunningham out for the rest of the year. She joins a whole list of others. Ari McDonald, Sydney Colson, they're both lost. What's up with the point guard position for the Indiana Fever? I mean, so far you've lost Caitlin Clark, Ari McDonald, Sydney Colson. One after another, they have just dropped off, and now Sophie Cunningham joins the list. She is gone for the season. Was it a dirty play? Absolutely. Was it intentional? Sure it was. I mean, you know, I saw the photo that's been circulating on social media where the player that went down into the leg of Sophie Cunningham looked up and had a smile on her face because she felt like she had gotten the revenge they were after Sophie Cunningham had tackled J.C. Sheldon in the game where Connecticut played Indiana back at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. You know that Sophie was kind of a marked woman. And this was one of those opportunities to take her out without it looking like you're taking her out. You're going down, you see Sophie's leg, you just a little extra roll, and it's not that hard to make it look like it's an accident, a freak accident, but yet mission accomplished. And so I'm fairly certain it was an intentional move. Now, the question is about that photo, because with AI, you can make anybody do anything from any position. And so I'm not going to buy the fact that that's a genuine photo or that somebody didn't do a little Photoshop or AI work, whatever it is, to get a smile on that girl's face. I don't know. But I can just tell you from watching the circumstances, what led up to it previously, that was probably a little bit of a hit job. That was one where they got what they were after. But unfortunately for the Fever, Sophie Cunningham, a knee injury that will keep her out for the rest of the year. And now Caitlin Clark, is she going to come back, and should she come back? What do you do if you're the Fever? Do you continue to fight? I mean, clearly this team has some heart and has some resiliency, because they had no business winning that game the other night when they're down by 21 with a depleted lineup. They lose Sophie Cunningham in the first half. They've got to count on a player that just joined the team like 4 or 5 days prior to play 42 minutes and score 19 points. Odyssey Sims was terrific. But you've got the Lynx coming to town on Friday. I know the Lynx will have some revenge on their mind after the Fever knocked off the Lynx up in Minnesota to claim the Commissioner's Cup. The Lynx has been the best team in the WNBA this season. So that comes up Friday night, and it's a national telecast. Will Caitlin Clark be on the floor? Doubt it. I would not expect her back this week, maybe sometime next week, if she's going to try to return. That's up to the medical staff. That's up to the coaches. That's up to really the entire organization. And in some ways, Caitlin Clark. But we'll see what happens with the Indiana Fever. All right, so don't forget, high school football starts this Friday. We're out at we're out at Leo for Bishop Luers at Leo. Trust me, I'm just a little tongue-tied. This is the third time I've done this exact video because the first two had technical issues, and hopefully I don't have any technical issues this time around because I'm kind of getting tired about saying the same thing. We have Bishop Luers at Leo this Friday night. It's our Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week. That means the Parkview Sports Medicine Tailgate pregame show will get things started at 6 o'clock on the radio. And Jim, Shannon, and Duke will give you previews of some of the biggest matchups coming up on Friday night. After the game, you can join me at the Pizza Hut at DuPont and Tonkel. And Adam Lundy will be in our beautiful new Coventry studios with our high school football scoreboard presented by H&K Chevrolet of New Haven. It is the Kester's post-game show wrapping up every Friday night of high school football coverage. Speaking of high school football, I've had a lot of people ask me about my high school football picks of the week. Let me just say, they're back. We've got the high school football picks of the week coming out Thursday at 4:30. You'll be able to get a video release of the high school football picks of the week Thursday, 4:30, right here on this channel. You can search for it at Brett Rump on YouTube. You can also search Sports Rush with Brett Rump. And the easy way is make sure you subscribe and you click the bell so you get the alert when we're posting new content. And that is Thursday at 4:30 for the high school football picks of the week. It's your only chance on Thursday to know the final scores from Friday because I'll give them to you. And I never miss. Never. Perfect record. Yeah, I'll get comments on that. Anyway, hope you have a great week. Looking forward to high school football this week. The football season's among us. And Daniel Jones is the starter for the Indianapolis Colts. Leave your comments. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment on this video. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for joining me for this edition of the Sports